Is grease really the word, or should it be oil? Oil is the word this morning. Our friends from Drakewell Museum and Park are joining us here this morning, Sarah and Emily.
Good morning.
I just never know what to expect when you come in, which is great. It's awesome.
Yeah, try to liven it up a little bit. You know.
So,
Make us memorable.
oh, no, you're memorable. So what's going on here?
What's going on here? Well, we've actually had a winter this year. I don't know if anyone noticed that we've had a real winter. And with that, we had Cabin Fever Party out at historic Pit Hole City. It was scheduled for February 8th, and we were excited because there was actually snow. People could go sled riding. But unfortunately, there was also a lot of ice.
A lot of ice.
Yeah. So we had to cancel that event because of the winter weather that we had been waiting for the last few years.
So you cancel sled riding because of the snow.
We canceled.
No, I'm just joking. I'm
because of
joking.
the ice.
Because of the ice.
I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. No, the ice was. It would have been a little treacherous for people to get into the parking lot, and so I got the call first thing on the morning of the 8th. So we rescheduled it for this weekend, the 22nd. Yeah, there it is. New date.
And happy to report the ice is pretty much gone. There's still a few little spots, so we ask that people be careful in the parking lot if they come out. We are going to allow sledding as of now because the hill is pretty good and pretty much ice-free as well. But we'll have our fire pit going. We'll have cocoa and cookies.
Wow.
We'll have children's crafts and tours and things. So it'll be fun.
That's
a nice
great.
day just to
Yeah.
get out and do something.
I'll just do a little shout out to Titusville Giant Eagle and Warner's Bakery because they donated the cookies for tomorrow. For Saturday's event. I keep
Yeah.
saying tomorrow, but it's Saturday.
Okay. The 22nd.
Yes, 11 to 2 out at Pit
And it's
Hole.
free.
It's free.
That's excellent. And this is going to be a lot of fun. I know in years past it's been a struggle to, not on your end, but just for Mother Nature to provide
Yeah.
snow.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
this year she behaved herself.
good.
So we dressed for the occasion.
We dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, that's great. So Saturday the 22nd
Yes.
out at Pit Hole.
Yep.
All right. Boy, that kind of leads into a really busy March and springtime for you guys.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I was just telling her at the beginning of this week, I said, I got to get press releases out. We got to get stuff going for, we have our last Winter Academy session on Tuesday, and her and I were both just kind of like, oh, yeah, that's right.
whoops, almost forgot it.
Yeah.
But Winter Academy, it's Winter Academy virtual lunch break. It is on Tuesday the 25th, 1:30, and this presentation will be by the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission. They're going to talk about how to save money on your electric and gas bills and how to not just save money on your bills, but also how to pick energy companies because you do have a choice. So that's pretty cool. And you do have to register for it to get the link for the presentation. And
Okay.
you could do that at drakewell.org.
Yeah. Also free.
Also free.
Virtual.
Yep.
So we don't have to worry about ice.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about ice because it's virtual. So
Well,
you
it's
can
nice. You can bring a lunch to work and sit in your office and watch
Yeah.
it, or
Yeah, and save and learn how to save money, and then you can take that money you save and buy yourself a nicer lunch on your lunch break.
there you go. There you go. That's great. Okay.
But the big thing we're prepping for here, and it's just around the corner, is Wisdom and More. So formerly known as Wisdom and Wine.
Formerly known as Petroleum Lecture Series, formerly known as Heritage Lecture
Gets
Series.
rebranded every so many years.
But yeah, Wisdom and More this year. And it's going to be a great program. Happens each Thursday night in March, starting on the 6th. And the first presentation is by local historian Rhonda Clark about TC Joy Radiators,
Yes.
which was a local company. And, radiators don't sound that interesting, but oh my gosh, they are.
Yeah.
Like, I started kind of going down a rabbit hole with them, and they are really beautiful and amazing things. So she's going to be talking about that, which also is in conjunction with the Titusville Historical Society has an exhibit about the radiators on.
Oh, wow.
So you can hear the lecture by Rhonda and then go to the Historical Society and see the exhibit. And who is our more part that night?
Oh, so the reason why, well, first of all, the reason why we changed it to Wisdom and More is because we were able to get some vendors this year that aren't necessarily a winery like we've had in previous years. So it's going to be more. So that first night, the one that Rhonda's presenting at, we're going to have Side Hustle, Brews and Spirits. They're based out of Slippery Rock, but they are going to be opening up a site in Oil City soon. So they have a lot of different beverages, like they're a distillery, but they also do brewing as well. So it'll be fun to have them there, somebody different, somebody new, to kind of change things up a bit. So, and then March 13th, we will have, this lady came to do research at Drake Well earlier this past year. Her name is Jamie Jones. She's a professor out at University of Illinois in Champaign, I think.
Something.
One of their sites. And she did all this research and wrote this book on the whaling industry and how it was affected by oil, the petroleum industry, I should say. So she had written the book, and she's doing some more research on the early petroleum industry. And she came to our site, and that kind of started a friendship there. And we asked her if she would mind, doing one of our Wisdom and More presentations. Now, unfortunately, she won't be there in person. She'll be doing hers virtually, but we'll still have the event like on site. Broken Straw Valley Winery is going to be there that night. So, and we'll have her book there available for purchase.
And her book is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's you know about the oil industry and stuff, but she really goes in depth and brings kind of the industry side of it, the personal side of it. It's a really good read.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a bus trip to see her.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be good. You want to tell them about March 20th?
March 20th. I'm really looking forward to March 20th. March 20th is 19th Century Fashion. One of our volunteers, Cinda Seitz, is going to be presenting about 19th century fashion and kind of like a day in the life of women in the 19th century. And she brings a whole display of clothing, and she's actually going to take somebody from the audience and place them up front and start underpinnings all the way to the outer layers and explain, the fashion and clothing and things.
She's fantastic. She's been a volunteer up at Drake Well for a long time, her and her husband, and she does some of these presentations similar to what she's going to be doing with a lot of our school tours. So we're really excited to have her.
She's one of the high demand parts of the school tour. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Who did you have a couple years ago that did a series on fashion?
Oh, it was Cinda Seitz and her friend Jan, I think it was.
That was absolutely fascinating.
And she did the sewing, the sewing aspect of it.
But she had like a ton of props, and it was amazing.
Yep. She's Cinda's a reenactor.
Yep.
And she does it by the book. It's not like one of those where it's like, oh, I just find a nice dress that looks cool.
Yep.
She's very serious about it. So. So that'll be fun. Broken Straw Winery will be there again for that event. And then we'll wrap up Wisdom and More with March 27th. We're going to have a renowned author, Daniel Ramey, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. And he wrote a book in 2017, The Fracking Debate, which was actually really a neutral take on the whole fracking issue that was very big at that time. His talk is not necessarily going to be on fracking, but it's going to be on oil and gas development in the United States, like where we've been, where we're headed.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see his talk because he does a lot of research. He's fairly well known, and we're excited to bring him in. He's kind of like the headliner of this year's program. So, and then that night we will have Before the Barrel Distillery. Formerly of Corey, they're now based out of Erie. Bernie Bloor is the owner. He does a great job. We had him at Oil Boom Dinner this past fall. We're excited to have him back for that night. So it's going to be a great lineup this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So
definitely come and check it out.
That's fantastic. Do they need to call and register, or they can just show up on Thursday?
It is not a reservation event. You just show up at the doors. Doors open at 5:30 for the social hour, which is hors d'oeuvres, and then the distilleries and breweries we spoke of. And then the presentations start at 6:30. The distilleries and breweries and wineries will also bring items that you can purchase as well.
Yeah. It's $10 for admission, $5 if you're a member of Friends of Drakewell.
Yeah. So it's $5 for the social hour and $5 for the lecture, basically. And you could do both, or you can do just the lecture or just the social hour if you want.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay, it's fantastic. Once you go, you'll be addicted, and you'll go every week, and then you'll look forward to the next year, and it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you do bring in great speakers, but you also highlight local speakers who are awesome. So,
Yeah, I think that's what's so great about it. Like, we have Rhonda and Cinda coming in, local folks who know their stuff. We also have some, more nationally known speakers like Daniel, and of course Jamie's coming in. She's based out of, Illinois, like we said. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, a couple years ago, Reverend Dr. Barry Cressman was in and did a presentation that was absolutely fascinating.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's really been a nice mix of guest speakers.
And it is, and it's neat to find people too. And a lot of the people that we bring in are people that do pop into the museum to do research, but it's also people that we meet and greet every day. When we attend different meetings and things like this, and somebody says, "Oh, I've been doing this," and it's like, "Hey."
Yeah.
So we're always looking for speakers and presenters and
for the local people who attend, I think it's also kind of neat to see that, there's other people outside of this area that have an interest in this.
Yes.
It is special.
Yeah, that is very important. Is driving home the fact that we're still, the story that we have here in our region is still relevant and still of interest to a lot of folks outside of the area. So,
you're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Our friends from Drakewell Museum in Parker with us here this morning. That's Sarah and Emily, and some big events coming up over the next couple months. Boy, you kind of blink, and you're going to be welcoming students from various schools. And
oh yes,
just
a few, right?
Yeah, just a few, and then you're into the summer months, and wow, there's a lot happening. But a lot of the stuff you have to kind of be paying attention to now, so okay, I got to sign up, or I got to be paying attention to this. So,
and that is a good point. So school tours. I am happy to report that we are full most days. So teachers out there, if you have not booked your school tour yet, you better do it now. And I might be able to squeeze you in May. May is pretty full, but we do school tours all year round. That's what I want to emphasize is we don't just have to do them in May. I know that a lot of schools do the field trips as a reward for the PS, what are they called?
The standardized tests.
The standardized testing things, which take place in late April. So then they come in May, but maybe bring the kids, at a different time, maybe in the fall and things.
See, I had the Iowa tests. I was always wondering why the people in Iowa were always so much smarter, that they were the ones to provide the testing for the rest of us. But
definitely book up. And actually, if you're thinking about a fall school tour, we're starting to fill up in October already. So.
Now there was. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, we were very excited to be able to bring back that program that we offer, where they can get free admission and free transportation. So, we don't know how long we'll be able to keep that program going, but as long as we're able to get some funding for it, we're going to do what we can. So
that's great. So that was my question, I guess. Is there still that opportunity?
Yeah, there's still that opportunity. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So they just need to call the museum and get that set up.
Yep, they need just to speak with me. Give me a call or drop me an email. Everything's on our website. Look under group tours, and you can find the information you need to book.
Okay. What about summer interns and summer programs? What's going on there?
We have started our interview process for internships.
Wow.
And I think we'll be finishing the interviews up next week. And then we'll be making our decisions. We got some great candidates that applied.
I was just going to say the same thing. We had a good slate of candidates.
We are like really amazed and kind of proud that we didn't just get local candidates from local colleges. We actually got candidates from kind of across the country.
Really?
Yeah. So it's great to know that word is spreading out about our internships. And you know, it's a great opportunity to spread the word about Drakewell and get students in from all over the country to come here for the summer. So we're really looking forward to finishing up the interviews and making our decisions.
Do you ask how they discovered this opportunity or what they
do.
know about Drakewell?
We do. A lot of the local colleges and things, we have friendships with the professors, and the professors spread the words to their classes. A lot of the students outside of Pennsylvania colleges and things, we get the word out through its Handshake, which is the kind of the, I don't know what Handshake is.
It's kind
really.
of like Indeed, but not. And it's mainly used by universities and colleges. So, for example, Penn West University, Clarion, Edinburgh. You know, back in the day, you would contact their career services center, and they would be like, "Okay, yeah, we'll get this posted. We'll do this." Now, if you contact their career services center, you get an automated message that says, "Please post any opportunity on Handshake, and we'll approve you."
Yeah.
So it's a little less of the personal touch. However, that's what most schools are doing. We have to admit that, like,
it has really
Yeah.
spread the word, and it's
Yeah.
a great format for the college students to learn.
and
get
how we get
jobs.
around the loss of the personal touch is by reaching out directly to some of the history departments. If they have a department that's geared more towards museum studies, we reach out to them, and that has really helped because I'm still a big believer that, yes, the Handshake thing is cool. It's great that students worldwide know to go on there, but there's something to be said about a professor reaching out to students and saying, hey, you know, Drakewell just sent us this opportunity. You know, you might be interested in it. So,
And we
yeah.
we send it out also to the people that do come and research. We send it out to the researchers because usually the researchers also have a link to a university and things like that. So we really get the word out there.
I just finished watching Landman a couple weeks ago, and have you?
I
have
know,
not
I didn't
watched it
even
yet.
hear it.
Oh, it is. Billy Bob Thornton.
Yep.
Okay.
It is, but I can't help but watching. You know, you watch it, and it's obviously they depict it a very real way, and very dangerous profession. But you think back to the times here, and just the danger involved, and
Yes.
I mean, the history is so rich and incredible. And I think when people find out, like, hey, you should really look at this history. I mean,
Yeah.
what's going on in Texas is great, but when you look
Yeah.
at here, there's some really fantastic
yeah.
stories.
Well,
Definitely.
And I think another thing to think about is it's not just that early history. I mean, it's a progressive history too. It's always changing and things. The oil industry today is really changing their focus on what they're producing and what they're drilling for and how they're drilling. So it's a very progressive history too. And
Yeah.
it's neat.
And I think some of the groups were sharing. There was a British TV show that brought up actually history with whale oil and petroleum jelly, and
Yeah.
the mention of Northwest Pennsylvania being the place. Which again, it's great to see that this history is getting
Yes.
out there.
Yeah.
So
Well, I always laugh. My family lives in England, and my cousins, they were here in America for their elementary education, but then they went back to England for like the middle school and finishing of school. And my cousins actually learned about Drake over in England
oh, that's funny.
because they did a thing about energy. And in England, it's the it's coal and things like that they talk about. But they did this whole lesson about the comparison of coal and oil and things. And it was just so funny because, like, they're learning about my job over in England.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you mentioned dangerous positions, which is interesting because we've been really focused on nitroglycerin, well shooters, what would have been like the beginnings of fracking, so to speak, but not quite like fracking. But we had a researcher who contacted us and was doing an article about nitroglycerin. And of course, the Roberts Torpedo Company was here in Titusville. And he's the first, official well shooter. And he had the patent on the process of, pouring the nitroglycerin into these torpedoes, dropping them down the well, and they explode and it gets your well producing again. So, that whole part of the industry was very much born from here. So we have this gentleman from Vermont who's been in touch with us, and he's going to be writing an article. And he got his start in the explosives industry. He's not even a historian, really, by nature. But he just kind of stumbled upon this and was just extremely fascinated. And so that got us looking at pictures in our collections. We have that nitro truck. I don't know if you saw it on our Facebook page that was given to us by E&K Equipment. And it's an auto coupler truck. We're still in the process of restoring it. We're so excited. Like, we're hoping to have it in the Oil Festival parade this year.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's going to be really cool. So, the whole nitro thing has really been, like, on our minds lately. So, it's interesting, about how you said, like, there were some dangerous jobs. Oh, yeah, that one was extremely dangerous. I
Yes,
mean,
it was.
in fact, Adam Coupler, who founded, what eventually became Auto Coupler, he died from a nitroglycerin explosion. Like,
Wow.
it's crazy. But,
Well,
so many different things from our industry.
What did our maintenance man say yesterday? He goes, there I am working on the truck with a torch. And he's like, all I could think of was, I wonder if there's any nitro residue on this truck.
That's funny.
Hey, a lot going on. Go to the website. Go to the Facebook to find out. Sarah, Emily, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy catching up with the best of the morning drill.